Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good. How are you? Um,
I'm great. I'm great. I'm so excited for this.
Me too. Let's see if we can get everybody on.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey,
Happy Saturday, guys.
you too. It's finally the weekend.
I know. I'm ready for it.
me too.
Me three. It was a long week, and it's been so hot.
Oh, yeah? Where are you at
I'm
again?
in New Mexico.
New Mexico. Okay, so you're close to me.
And where?
That's awesome.
And where are you?
Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, neighbors.
Yeah, we are neighbors. Yeah. I actually was supposed to go to New Mexico for a Lacuna Coil show like way back when COVID stuff was happening.
Hmm.
And they canceled the show because of COVID stuff, and I was so bummed out because I was like, I want to go to New Mexico. So I didn't get to
Well,
go, but
dang.
yeah.
Well, I'll have to come sometime.
Yes, I will make it out there and I will come visit you.
Yes, and I'll come to Colorado. It'll be fun.
Heck yeah.
All right. Try to get Oscar on. There we go. Hello.
Hey,
Guys.
Hello. Yay. Everybody's here. We got the whole bunch.
yeah, this is the first time that we've ever been live together.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
sometimes Instagram works really well, and then other times there's like issues connecting. But I think we all got on pretty easily, so hopefully it'll go good.
Mhm.
Awesome.
All right, and anybody, if you're joining in the chat, if you have any questions, just put them in there, and we will get them answered for you. Did you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Go for it, or whoever.
All right, so
Start.
I'm
Start.
Jason. I'm the guitar player for World Shaper.
Yep. Okay. And
Uh,
then,
uh,
yeah.
oh, shoot. Cool.
Uh, we knew this was going to happen, but I'm Scarlett and I do vocals. Well, I do co-vocals also with Oscar, so I do the clean vocals.
Yeah. And I'm Oscar, and I'm play bass and scream and growl.
I just want to say I love the mixture of like the screaming and the clean vocals, like especially the female vocals. Like you don't hear that a lot in metal, and so it's really cool and really different, and that's what I think makes you guys stand out.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're
That's
welcome.
we
Thank
love
you.
to hear that. We love to hear that. Yeah,
Well,
I think it's especially kind of cool because our sounds kind of gearing more towards like a metalcore-esque kind of feel, and so I don't really feel like you get a lot of female vocals with metalcore specifically. So I think that it's really fun that we've kind of melded all of our styles together, and this is kind of what's coming out of it. And so I think we're all really excited to kind of see what's next for us. Yeah.
yeah, and I know you all have like other projects as well. What got you into music originally?
So I think when I got into music, my uncle, who lives in Australia now, he actually introduced me to a lot of the bands that got me into it. Back when I was young, I was 10 or so. Um, Bands like Slipknot and System of a Down, and then it kind of just gradually went from there into the death metal and the black metal and the melodic death metal and metalcore and stuff like that. A lot of people that I went to school with, they played music and they played metalcore, so I gradually got into that, and that's what I played mostly in my late teens, early adult years.
Yeah. For me, me and my brother, I think I might have been like 6 years old or so. We saw, it was a TV show where you kind of ordinary people could, dress up as their idols. And some guy wanted to do Kiss, so we saw that, and we thought it was super cool, and started listening to Kiss, and yeah, it what do you say? We discovered other bands, and later on I started to play guitar. So from there, it just went on.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it was, you know, like my sister, it was really funny because I went and I'll whenever people ask me about this, it's kind of a funny story, but I went straight from listening to like Spice Girls and, you know, Backstreet Boys and stuff to like straight up metal. And it was kind of funny because like I just never went back after that. But I think like for me, you know, it was like my sister started listening to a lot of Korn and like Cool Chamber and there was just something about it that I kind of latched onto. It was just really dark and I don't know, I must just have like this kind of like dark place, you know, tucked away in my soul a little bit. But yeah, I mean it was just something that really resonated with me more than just like happy sounding pop music all the time. And yeah, I kind of just never went back. It was like Cool Chamber and Korn and Metallica from then on out. So yeah, I mean I still like pop music, but you know, but I'm a metalhead at heart, so.
Yeah, I feel like we probably grew up in the same generation because I was totally like a 90s NSYNC, Spice Girls, and then I just got into Korn and Limp Bizkit, that whole new metal sound, and pretty much got me through high school. Turned into a little rocker and a metalhead and never looked
Oh my
back.
gosh. Did you ever wear the Jinko pants?
No, but I remember
Oh,
that.
I was a big time Jinko pant wearer.
That's hilarious. I
That's
remember
awesome though.
one year in middle school, my the guy I was dating at the time. I mean, dating in middle school, but he was a Fred Durst for Halloween one year, and I was like the Nookie girl with the red hat.
Oh my God, that's so fun.
Good
How
time.
clever. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, and you guys are pretty unique. How you're on all parts of the world. How did you guys get started as a band?
So World Shaper started. So the band Valena, Rachel from that band, on TikTok, she did a 7 songs in 7 days challenge, and I took part in that. And I wrote 7 short songs. It's like 2 sections, and I posted them on TikTok and Instagram and stuff. And the one that I posted, it was my day 6 song. I just started expanding from it because I really liked it. And I was like, this is really cool. I think I could do something out of that with this. So that riff that I did was the first verse riff and the breakdown for Shattered Serenity. So then I just expanded that out, and I was looking for somebody to put vocals on it, and reached out to Scarlett because we were both thinking about trying to like branch out and do different things, and we were working on it. And then Oscar said, "Hey, I want to be a vocalist in one of your projects." So showed Oscar's vocals to Scarlett, and the rest is history.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people talk bad about TikTok, but I think it's definitely been helpful to find new artists and new music because I found a lot of different bands on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who are some of your musical influences?
Yeah. I can go first. Well, it's for me, it's a lot of these days. It's a lot of metalcore stuff, like you know, everything metalcore, really. And but I listen to everything, like pop and so. So I think I enjoy most of the music, and I can pick pieces and from every genre, and get inspired by almost everything, really.
Jason.
So what? Oh yeah,
Do you
my
want
turn.
to go? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So I'm like I said, I'm a big metalcore fan. Also I'm a very big melodic death metal fan. And I kind of like all the projects that I currently am doing. I'm trying to kind of emulate the guitar style of like these pillars of the genres that I love. so when I start making like World Shaper music, I'm oftentimes thinking about what would In Flames do, and then I would take that with the melody, and then let the more like brutal side of the metalcore, like in my style, like come through, and that plays a part of into the melody.
I think I have so many different like inspirations in the metal genre itself. But I mean especially for kind of like our project, I kind of like to let other kind of genres bleed through into that. But I really like to listen to bands like Lacuna Coil is a huge influence of mine. I really like As I Lay Dying, Killswitch Engage. There's so many that I mean I could sit here for like 2 hours and talk bands with you. But I mean, so I listen to everything from like, you know, symphonic metal, operatic metal to like hardcore. So there's a very vast range of metal that I listen to. But I pretty much like bands out of every subgenre of metal. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the metal map. I usually like to tell people.
I'm actually seeing As I Lay Dying on Tuesday with Chelsea Grin, so
Mm,
That's
for that.
exciting.
that'll be awesome.
Cool.
Yeah,
They have such great stage presence.
they do.
They really do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's super important too, like you guys mentioned, having different influences and sounds, because it keeps it fresh and keeps it new. It's not, you don't just have to stay in a box, and that's what I think is important about music nowadays, is people like to try and experiment with new sounds, and it definitely, you know, helps to make some of the best music out there.
Mhm.
For sure.
And keeping with that, who would you want to collaborate with if you could?
That's a tough one.
There's so many. There's so many. I'm like, everybody talk to us. I think though, like for me, I think it'd be really cool to do something with a novelist. I know that we're like, you know, somewhat similar at times in our sound. I think they'd be a really great collaboration for us. I also like, you know, far into the future, if it ever happened, I would love to do something with Killswitch Engage because I love Jesse. I just love all of them. They're so great. Even in the Howard era. But yeah, so I mean, like I think that would be a really great kind of like collab for us too. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts?
I don't. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just gotta say that I agree. Killswitch Engage. That would be so
Too cool. Yeah.
It would
Killswitch,
be
if you hear us.
so. I don't know. There's just so many bands, so many musicians that I would love to collaborate with. I know that I'm in talks with it. Like I've been talking to a couple different people about collaborating in the future. So that's something to be looking forward to with World Shaper. I don't know. Like I would, as far as like, I'm thinking just solely from a guitarist standpoint. I would love to have like a Michael Amott solo or like a Bjorn from In Flames solo on one of these songs. That would be sick.
Yeah,
Very.
that'd be so cool.
And Jason, I know you talked a little bit about where you get your inspiration when you're writing your guitar parts, but as a band as a whole, what is your creative process like when creating new music?
So we do a lot of back and forth. Basically, how the songs are created. I will go through and I'll write it out. I'll map out the drums and the guitar, both lead and rhythm, and I'll lay the groundwork for the song bit by bit. I have a very busy life, so I try to get as much in as I can, but I'll make like a minute's worth of music and then share it and be like, what do you guys think? And then keep going through like that. After the song is written out for the guitars and the drums, I'll send it out to Scarlett and Oscar, and they will throw vocals on it. They'll go back and forth, and we'll all discuss what kind of vocals we're looking for and everything. And then after that, Oscar does the bass. I'll send over videos of me playing the music on guitar. He does the bass, and then he goes to mixing and sends it out for mastering.
Awesome.
pretty much it.
And is there a song
Yeah.
of yours that means the most to you, and why?
I can take that one. I think for me, the first Shattered Serenity, I think that's the one that means the most to me because I think it's, at least in my opinion, it's a really good song, and it's if I would if I were if I would hear World Shaper for the first time, I wouldn't have I wouldn't be guessing that that was the first song ever created. Uh, it sounds really cool to me, and I don't know if uh, I think that's why I like it so much because it's to me it's a very good start for this project.
Yeah, I would have to say I agree with that. Shattered Serenity is definitely, I think it marks a lot of things for us. It marks the beginning of World Shaper. It marks the introduction of Oscar into everything. And I think too, like I agree, it's just like the sound of it and everything, I think is just such a great intro for people into kind of like what we are. And then from like a lyrical standpoint, that song's really special to me too, because I wanted to write something about like the war on Mother Nature and the war on kind of like the planet and everything. And so I finally feel like I got that across in this with my lyrics and kind of like the concept of the song. So I was really fortunate enough that I had such kind of like an avant-garde kind of idea, and these guys agreed to let me do it and do it with me, and they were excited about it, and they made it come to life more than I could ever have like thought vocally. And I think that Oscar's vocals just add so much to that song that helps it give that extra feel that I was really hoping for. And that kind of like mixed with, of course, Jason's amazing riffs. That it's by far like my favorite song of ours. But I love the direction that we're heading to. I mean, our most recent song was a lot heavier, I feel like, than the other ones. And, you know, my heart's always in the heavies. So I think we're in good spirits here.
I would have to agree that Shattered Serenity probably means the most to me, just because it is the beginning, and it like seeing it from what it was originally, just two riffs, to becoming a full-fledged song with great mixing, great mastering, and seeing the reaction from everybody, everybody that's listened to it and everybody that likes it, it was just, it's awesome, and it will always mean the most to me out of all of our music.
Yeah, it's definitely a good song. It's the first song I heard as well. So, um, obviously, with you guys being all over the place, do you have plans on possibly playing shows in the future?
I mean,
Well,
yeah, I think we would love to. I mean, I know me personally, I would love nothing more than for that to happen. I think there's just like, you know, obviously the logistical side of it is a little bit challenging, but I think if like given the opportunity, like I'm hands in, I'm ready to go. Like, let's do it, you know. That's how I feel about it.
And that's how I feel about it too. Like, I would love to play this live. It would be so much fun. I have a local band currently, like a live act, but I think playing World Shaper would be so much fun. It's just like Scarlett said, the logistics. It's like working it all out, making it happen would be what we would have to figure out.
Yeah, I think it's cool nowadays with technology the way it is that, you know, bands can create this way, because I have talked to several bands too, like they're all in the States, but they're like in different states, and they can just create music back and forth, you know, the way you are, which back in the day you'd have to be in the same place to do that. So I definitely think technology on that side is awesome for creating.
Oh, and it took absolutely, and you know, we get so spoiled too because it's like Oscar does our mixing for us because he owns, you know, that's what he does for a living. And so we're so fortunate that we didn't have to go through like the hassle of finding somebody to mix our music that understood our art with that and where we were trying to go and the message that we were trying to convey in the mix. Like he already got it because he's in it, so he understands. So we really lucked out with that. And so I think we've been really fortunate with the three of us kind of meeting up and things working for us this way. Even with, you know, him being in Sweden and the crazy time differences and stuff, like we're still able to work really well as professionals, and I think that's huge.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And what all instruments do you play outside of the band as well?
I also play bass. I don't do it in this project because I'm in another project where I do bass and I sing, and that's just kind of too much for me to do with the two projects. But I think it's awesome because Oscar was totally capable and he likes it and he digs it and he's good at it. So I'm like, hell yeah, dude. So I think that's awesome. I dabble in piano a little bit, not enough to say like I'm gonna get on here and show you a video of me playing piano by any means, but I think it's just really essential to kind of know your way around like a keyboard at least a little bit to help write, you know, melodies and things of that nature. So I would love to play other instruments, but when would I possibly have the time? You know?
Yeah.
So
You've
yeah.
got a lot on your plate right now.
Yeah. It's good though.
Yeah.
Well, I obviously I play bass, and from the beginning I played guitar, but in late, I would say maybe in the past 8 years, I've been more interested in playing bass. Most because it's you can do so much with it, but yeah, I play guitar and bass and screaming and such. If that counts.
It does
It does.
count. It's an instrument for sure, and you're damn
Yeah,
good at
I
it,
can
so it
make
works.
sound at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
I play guitar. I also play bass. I can play piano. When I was younger, I could play violin and saxophones. I've always been kind of a musically, I don't know, I've been drawn to music. So I've experimented with a couple different instruments, but basically I just play guitar and bass now, and I get the kids' keyboard out and I play on that a little bit.
Nice. If you guys had the time, is there another instrument you would want to learn?
I would probably play drums. Drums look so fun, and there's
Right.
always like just like some crazy like worldwide shortage of drummers. Like what the hell, dude? Like where's all the drummers? I feel like that stems from like, you know, when kids are younger and their parents are like, "What instrument do you want?" And the kids like drums, and their parents are like, "How about a guitar?" Because
Right.
drums are so loud, you know? And so I think like, I don't know, that's just my theory. Could be totally wrong, but I would totally play drums. They look like so much fun. They're such high energy. They're so loud. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But I'm not coordinated enough for that. I doubt you'll ever see that from me.
I would also have to agree that I would love to play drums. My problem is I just don't have the time. I'm also not very coordinated, with hand and foot.
Yeah.
But given the time, eventually it would happen. But I just don't have that time. But I remember like back before I was in a band, I would talk with my friends and be like, "I'll be the drummer. I'll be the drummer." But drums are so expensive, and you can get like a cheap guitar for like $100. So that's another reason why I didn't play drums, because the guitar was cheaper at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be super boring and also say drums, but it's like you guys already said. It takes a lot of time, and I actually been playing drums for a little bit. I have a drum kit
There you
over
go.
here in the studio, but it's hard. It's hard. You got to have stamina for it. I can't do it for so so on. But I wouldn't say that I am good, but I have played a little bit. I've been trying. But
What am I
I
gonna
wish I
say?
could play.
Yeah,
I only
funny.
played because I have the drum.
Yeah. I tried to play drums in high school for a little bit. I wasn't very good, but it's definitely fun. It's definitely a good way to get your aggression out. Just slamming on those drums.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
With your other projects, what's the funniest or craziest thing to have happened at a live show?
So there, I was in a project called Raise back in it was 2011 to 2013 or so, and we played a show in Frederick, Maryland, and I ended up just I was playing bass in the project, and my strings were very, very, very thick. And we decided that we weren't gonna for that show we were gonna like try to be as energetic as possible. So I'm like slamming on the bass with my pick because I play bass with a pick. I'm sorry, but I eventually broke the pick in the first song. I broke the pick in half. So in the second song, I broke the half a pick in half. So then I was like, whatever, and I threw the pick and I started playing with my fingers. Well, by the end, by the last song of the set, which was 10 minutes, my thumb and my fingers were like bleeding, like
Oh no.
they were like bruised, and I ended up in the ending breakdown. I was bleeding on the guy that was standing right in front of me, and he was not moving. I'm like, please just move, but he was not moving. Well, he came up to me after the show. I was like, I'm so sorry for that. He's like, that was the most metal thing I've ever experienced. He's like, don't apologize. It was interesting.
Well, that's amazing. Like, how is anybody gonna top that story now? Like, great. Thanks, Jason.
Sorry.
Um, I mean, honestly, I think for me it was like back when I was in high school, I was in a band and we had a show coming up, and this is so funny because this is how young we were. Our singer got in trouble for something, and this was like a black metal band, and our singer got in trouble for something like with his parents, and he got grounded. And they're like, well, we're still gonna play the show anyways. And I was playing keyboards at the time, and I'm like, well, who's gonna sing? And they're like, well, you're like the only person that could probably do it because everybody like has guitars and stuff that they're playing. Like, you basically have the easier job, so like you need to do it. And I'm like, okay, because I barely even knew how to play keyboards at the time. So I just went into this place. I didn't know any of the lyrics, nothing, and just improved the entire the entire show, screaming, which I wasn't even a screaming vocalist at all at that time. Show was just a complete train wreck. And not only that, but like I couldn't sing and play an instrument at the same time either. So it was absolutely embarrassing. And I really hope that no footage surfaces one of these days because I will be mortified. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I have anything to come with on from a band that I was in, but at one of the first shows we played with my first band, it was almost like not a talent show, but it was some sort of competition. You got like 10 or 15 minutes to play, and was a lot of bands. There was one band after we had played. They were like, what do you say, total rednecks. They went on the stage, and the guy, he had this like hair going, blonde hair, and he didn't look as a metal dude at all. He was just screaming in the microphone and banging to his head, so we start bleeding. And but like I said, it was not my band, but we were playing the same show.
Well, your stories involve blood. I
I
don't
was
feel
gonna
as
say
cool. I
that.
don't feel as
Yeah,
cool
that's a
anymore.
good story.
I should have added blood into mine somewhere.
It's probably good you don't.
Probably good. You're right.
Do you have any pre-show rituals you do before performing?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Not for me.
I don't necessarily have any rituals other than like I'm super anxious whenever I'm getting ready to play a show. So like I need to, I don't know, go outside and like breathe in the outside air. And usually I vomit prior to to a show, but this past show, which was my first show, so it was June 2nd with This Is My End. That was my first show back in over 10 years, and I did not do that for that one, so that was pretty cool.
That's amazing. That's good. You're getting a hold of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. I haven't played a show in quite some time, but I would say probably would be, just like keeping the morale up with everybody in the band. I think that's really important to just hype each other up and everybody stays really positive before you go out there, because I mean there's nothing worse than like trying to be front facing, and there's like drama or people are pissed at each other or whatever else. So I think it's really good to keep like, good positive morale. And, I guess like something that I do in turn though for like recording, when I do my recording sessions, is I like to light a candle. I've got like a assortment of candles to my left here. So I like to light a candle just because I feel like the aroma from that kind of calms me and gets me, like, okay, I'm in the mindset, I'm cool and collected and stuff. So we'll see when I start playing shows here pretty soon if I spew before I go out there. It could happen. I'm not warding it off.
We'll hope not. All right, you guys have 3 amazing songs out that everybody should check out. Are you working on more music, and when can we expect to hear more?
Yes, we have a 4th song. I think that it's all done musically. I think I sent it. So that's where the one we're currently working on. It's tentatively titled World Shaper 4, as we always kind of title our music World Shaper, whatever number it is. So
Yes.
currently that will be the next one on the horizon.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What is the best advice you've ever been given? It can be about music or just life in general.
Oh,
I think mine,
that's a tough one.
yeah, I think mine is just like to keep persevering. Like no matter what happens, you're gonna have like, people that troll you. You're gonna have people that tell you, your bass technique is shit. You're gonna have people that tell you that your voice sucks. And I think like the biggest thing is like overcoming that and just getting over that and learning that like no matter what you do, no matter how good you are, no matter how, amazing you strive to be, you're always going to have people that are not going to like it, and you can't please everybody. So just do what you want to do what makes you happy. And if people come along for that, that's amazing, and you should cherish those people, but other than that, just keep on keeping on doing you. That's kind of what I would say.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's something similar to that. Perseverance will pay off. I remember when I first started playing guitar, I didn't have like lessons per se, but I would go over to my best friend's neighbor's house, and he would show us some things, and he would always say like, "You suck, you suck, you suck." Not he was being a little nicer than that, but he said, "You suck now, but tomorrow you're going to suck a little less, and then the day after that you're going to suck a little less than tomorrow." So he's like, as long as you keep playing, you're going to stop sucking. So that's all that music is. It's all muscle memory and learning new techniques and stuff. As long as you keep up, it doesn't matter if you suck today. Tomorrow you won't suck as bad, and eventually you'll be really good.
That is good advice.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't remember exactly what the question was. Can you repeat?
Sure. Best advice you've ever been given.
Okay, then I don't have anything there, but I have it's like a thing that I have been I come I've noticed along the way that it's the best you can do is just to don't care what people think so much. If you do something or have something going on that you like, and you like to do it, and you think it's good, you should don't care what people say. You should do what makes you happy, and not do stuff to impress other people or so. Just do whatever you like. That's kind of a thing that I was not thinking like that when I was younger. I've noticed it along the way.
Yeah. No, that's
Yes.
advice. Like, do it for yourself, not for everybody else, and you'll find the right people that like what you do.
Yeah.
What do you guys do for fun outside of music?
Yeah. When I can start it. When I have time, not that I have time over, but when I do, I like to play airsoft. I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
know what it
Mhm.
is. You basically run around and shooting people with BBs.
Nice.
Playing war like small boys. But I do that sometimes. Not so much anymore, but when I have
Okay.
time.
Jason?
Um, like I said before, I lead a very busy life, and when I do have time, I like to do new things, and I've gotten into escape rooms with my wife, and they're fun to do. And just trying to find new experiences in life because you really can't put a price on experiences.
Very true.
That's awesome. I agree with that. Um, for me, there's so much stuff I like to do. I'm kind of like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. uh, because I just like to do so many things. But I think like in my free time when I have it, which is not super common, but I do really love to do graphic design type of stuff. I like to do kind of like surreal graphic art designs. I like more traditional art styles too. I'm really, really into fitness. I do fitness stuff pretty much outside of all of my free music or time outside of music. I love animals, so I spend a lot of time with my dog. Um, but I mean, there's so many other things I would love to do if I had more time, but those are just like some of them. And of course, like I like to go out and do karaoke sometimes, but I haven't gotten out to do that in a long time. But I feel like it kind of helps me a little bit with just getting over kind of like stage fright issues too, just because it's only you up there. And so it's like, the lights are shining on you and stuff like that, but it's just a little bit more forgiving because everybody's usually drunk. So,
Yeah, true.
so it's kind of a good balance. But yeah, so that's kind of the stuff that I like to do in my free time. I'm sure I'm missing stuff, but
Yeah, awesome. What was the first concert you saw?
I
um,
I I went with my best friend to see Queensryche. That was my first concert that I can consider to be a concert, I guess.
that's awesome.
Mm. For me, it was I don't know. Maybe yeah. I must have been 10 years old. I got to see a Swedish band called Hammerfall. I think they are known outside of Sweden. Yeah, they must be. But that must be the first big concert I was attending to.
Nice.
Um, my parents, I'm pretty sure my parents took me to see Boys to Men, dude. Boys to Men are back again. Da-da-da-da-da. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, mine's not nearly as cool as like these guys. I'm like, yeah, I saw Boys to Men.
Well, my first concert was in sync, so totally opposite of metal.
Oh,
But it was good times.
yeah, super cool.
Yeah. If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
That's tough.
I was about to say perfect pitch, but I think I'm gonna take that back. It would be super annoying to have it. So not perfect pitch.
I think I'd want photographic memory. Like, it would have its pros and cons, like any other, any other superpower, but like that would be amazing if you could learn like scales or things like that, and you're just like, I know that scale. You want to hear a mixed meridian scale? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be amazing. But it would also suck because then if bad things happen to you, you would just never, ever, ever forget. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
I like it.
The only thing that I could think of that wouldn't necessarily have any negative connotation to it would probably be being able to fly. Just because, part of me wants to say I want to read people's mind, but I really don't. But
Right.
if you could fly, you would have no need for a car anymore, and it's kind of cool.
Flying.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I feel like a lot of musicians say teleporting because, you can especially in your guys' situation, just easily, let's all teleport to band practice.
Yeah. Teleport.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Oh yeah, Backstreet Boys, that's another one.
Oh, she said it was Backstreet Boys.
That's funny. Yep, and they never went away, so.
No, they'll never go away. Backstreet Boys will be there forever. So insane.
And people are starting to do metal covers of Backstreet Boys. Like Designer Disguise just did a cover of Everybody, and so did this band called Spirits that we interviewed in Washington. So
I'll have to check that out. That's the rise of pop metal.
A metal cover of something.
Yeah. Pop metal cover.
Yeah. All right. Well, if anybody has any other questions, put them in the chat. Otherwise, that was about all I had. What is the best way people can support you guys?
Jason?
Okay, so you can support us by you can follow us on Instagram at World Shaper. You can go to our Spotify. We're on Spotify and every other streaming platform you can possibly think of, and listen to our music. We also would really appreciate the shares and trying to spread it out as much as possible. Also on our Instagram, we have a link tree where you can find all of our socials, and also we have a Teespring merch store. So we currently have a shirt available if you would like to purchase a shirt, and we're working on other merch ideas as well.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, everybody needs to check you guys out, give them a follow, stream their music. And this has been really fun, guys. I can't wait to hear what you come out with next. And thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Right.
Thanks for joining, guys. Have a great Saturday.
You too. Bye.
Enjoy.
Bye.